veteran nonprofits. Thank you, because that's my go-to. That's my passion. That's the one that I want to make sure that we always try to drive home and help out the most. And it is a small veteran community, and so I've gotten to know Tony Eaton of Down the Leash Service Dogs for almost a year, a little over.
Yeah,
a little over a year. And you know what? You can't ask for a better looking beard.
Thank you.
A sharper man, but someone that is completely dedicated to not only the veteran, but the compassion and the dedication you show these dogs is absolutely amazing. You have done a great job of caring for both the dog and the service member that you have. And I know it's not just service members that you provide services for. So tell us a little bit about where you came from and why this is so important to you to raise money today and tomorrow.
Well, we started Down the Leash Service Dogs. Originally, it was just another veteran that approached me. Matter of fact, it was his wife that approached me at a grocery store, and I had my service dog. I don't know if you can see him; he's down here, but she had asked me about him and how I went about getting a service dog. So I explained to her, hey, listen, this is kind of what you can do, and gave her some different options. And they ended up having an issue where they couldn't get a service dog from another place. And so I, just being a very compassionate individual, I just kind of took it upon myself to help him out. And I says, listen, I'll help train his dog. I trained mine through another organization. Unfortunately, it no longer exists. And I said, let's do this. And it turned into one dog and me and Ari. And next thing I know, a year later, we're up to almost 20 dogs. And not only do we serve, obviously, veterans, but we also serve our first line responders, our firefighters, our police, EMS, and even our dispatchers.
That is amazing. And so I didn't know about the dispatchers. So you're covering pretty much everybody that serves us.
That's right.
And keeps us safe. And so make sure that they have all the services that they need as well. Why do you think some of the veterans and some of the first responders are kind of, I don't want to say falling through the cracks, but are not able to find the services they need and they come to you?
I'm not really sure because there are quite a few organizations out there. The one thing that does set us apart is the fact that we are a free service. We're not just dog trainers. We're really a suicide prevention group. I'm sorry, I get a little.
It's okay, man.
I get a little emotional about it because it's something that's really important to me. I've lost several to that, and I just don't want to see it happen anymore. So, anyway, so we're a suicide prevention group. Truly, is what we are. And what we have done is we've created a mission for these veterans and first line responders. We've given them a sense of purpose. Basically, they go through life, and they're a lot of times they're afraid to ask for help. And so the dog is kind of a way to, it's a little easier, I think, with a dog than it is with going to maybe a counselor or a therapist or things like that. But the dog actually becomes their therapy, and our training actually becomes, I don't want to say therapy because we're not a therapy group. It's therapeutic. Mm-hmm. And so it really gives these guys something to look forward to every week. I give them homework for every day, so they do their homework. And I know when they don't do their homework because I can tell how their dog behaves or how the dog doesn't behave. But anyway, they put all the effort into it, and I just kind of mentor them. And we give them a sense of family and a sense that sense of camaraderie that we miss when we get out. Because, that's the one thing that really, me personally, I miss the most. What was the camaraderie that I had with my other Marines. Now, I was in the Marines back in 91. I ended up blowing out both my knees, so I ended up getting an honorable medical discharge. And so, but when I got out, there was really nothing for me. And it was really tough. It was really tough to reacclimate myself to civilian life and to get back into the swing of things, basically. And a lot of these guys that I get, guys and gals actually, that come through my program, a lot of them are, they're battle worn people. I mean, they've been to battle. A lot of them's been to Afghanistan, Iraq. I actually have a Vietnam vet. He's one of my oldest members, but I love him to death. He's just a great guy. And I'm always teasing him with his age because he's a Marine, so I can do that with him,
That's how it works.
But
That's
hey,
how it
listen,
works.
he gives it right back. So, but yeah, we've got a pretty good program going on, and I'm seeing a big difference in these people's lives. Just some of the testimonials that they have written about us, and which we'll be eventually putting on our website for everybody to really kind of see and hear it really from the horse's mouth, because I think when these guys can express their feelings that way, that's a huge step for some of these guys and gals. A lot of them don't get that deep with their feelings with people, and they've even told me, hey, listen, if you want to post that stuff, go ahead. So that's a huge improvement in their lives as far as them being able to get back to some kind of sense of normal, That's kind of where we're at.
So as far as what impact you hope to have from the donations through GiveSI, what does that money go to? How does it support your organization?
So we have solely run off. I started this program with my life savings. I poured everything I had into this. I believed in it that much. Yeah. And the money that we have made has been through donations and grants. And we use that money to help fund the program, obviously. To train a dog, say like my dog, a caliber of him right there, mm-hmm. He's roughly around a $20,000 dog. That's about what it would cost to train one of these dogs. That's another reason why a lot of vets don't get these dogs, because unfortunately we don't have any funding, any government funding or things like that, and that really pay for that. So we're trying to get things changed. We're trying to get it to where the VA can actually pay for these dogs. They had started a program that I'm not sure how it went. It was before we started our program, but I have yet to find anything that's going to help us yet. I do believe that the VA will come up with something. The people over at the VA are amazing people. Mm-hmm. And I have actually been working with some of the senators and congressmen to actually help get this done. But getting back to your original question, the funding that we've got, that goes towards paying for the dogs. If we need to get a veteran a dog, we will get them a dog. I pay for all of their equipment, so their leashes, their collars, things like that. If one of my vets falls on hard times and they can't afford to pay for vet bills or things like that, we'll actually help them with that. As a matter of fact, we go as far as helping them if they have trouble paying a bill, if they need some gas money, things like that. We'll take care of them. My plan for this in the beginning was that no vet coming through my program was ever going to pay a dime. And so that's what we do. We supply them with, they get nice T-shirts and stuff. And, we've got other stuff that we do. We do promotional things every now and again. And my vets really, I take good care of them. I try to. I mean, it's my passion. These guys are my brothers and sisters, and nobody takes care of a vet like another vet.
Amen to that.
Oh, yeah.
So you talked a little bit about the camaraderie of, veteran to veteran and looking out for each other. I think what I've noticed and I've seen in you over the year and years is you are tenacious. You are, we have a lot of veterans, even myself included, great hearts, want to do stuff, have a lot of opportunities, but it's one thing to say it. It's another thing to back it up with actions. You can volunteer, but to step out, lead, right, and take on this big champion in a world where there's a lot of other opportunities for people to train at different things. I've just seen you do amazing things, not only with your heart, but I think what you've done with just the number of veterans you've already impacted has just been amazing. I know other people that have gone through and worked with you too, and they say nothing but nice things. That you're tough, but fair and hard. But I wouldn't expect any less from a Marine.
That's right.
Right?
Hoorah.
Right?
That's right.
Right. And so I want to tell you, and I tell this to a lot of the people that come through here, but I'm very partial to our veterans, that thank you for stepping up. And yeah, I don't think there's any of us that are veterans haven't lost to suicide. Yeah. Locally in the military when we served, and it's hard, and it's pointless and countless, but you're doing, and I hope you get all the help that you get, the volunteers. I hope that we raise a lot of money for you to get more service dogs. It'd be really nice if we didn't have to have these service dogs for all these people, or we already had them all for everybody. But there's cost and expense to be a part of your family, which once they're part of your family, you're like the Godfather. I know that they're in. When they're in, right?
That's right.
But I also know, like you said, afterwards, continue training, things that they may need, the service dogs. And so I'm hoping that if there's anybody out there that is needing, we'll reach out to you, and just even if they have questions, right?
Yeah.
Just to say, hey, I don't know if I need a service dog, but can you tell me if I do? And here's what I've got. And I know you have services as well that you can get people connected to.
Yeah, that is correct. So the service dog end of things that we're doing right now is only the tip of the spear for us. We're actually looking to create something that is a network of other veteran businesses and things like that want to team up with us. We've partnered up with Haven House, which is actually one of the foundations that's here.
You are the Godfather there. I will tell you that.
Listen. I love those guys over there. It's awesome, and I really love what Trish is doing. But we want to be able to create something that if a veteran comes to me, I want to be able to say, if they need food, I can know where to send them for food. If they need counseling services, I've got counselors that I know I can send them to. If they're looking for a home, I can send them to the homeless shelter. If they, any kind of thing like that. And so what the big end game for us is that we take this basically nationally. I want to be able to go to other states and be able to help other veterans set this type of program up. Not that they have to do exactly what I'm doing. I can just give them what we've done, and so far it's been working pretty good. For going from 1 dog to 20 dogs in less than a year, we're doing something. And, my plan is to not have a waiting list. I want to be able to bring these guys and gals in as they need to come in. And I don't run them off after they graduate. I've had 2 dogs graduate in my class, and they both stay on, and they come in and they train, and I want them to, because eventually I want them to help train other dogs with me, because it's tough when I'm training by myself. The other big need, and going back to the money situation, is we're trying to find us a permanent home. Right now we're in a temporary setting. The Heron Masonic Lodge has actually donated their lodge to us to be able to train once a week. And unfortunately we're outgrowing it. We just don't have the room. So not bad for starting in my parents' garage. That's where we started, by the way. We started in my mom and dad's garage, and we outgrew that instantly. So then we got the lodge, and now we're to the point where we're trying to find a piece of property, and of course we're going to start looking to get grants and things like that. But if anybody wants to donate a piece of property or a building, we're more than welcome for that. So,
and it's a good track record if mom and dad believe in you.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
If mom and dad's going to start you out and get you your start, and Masonic Lodge too. And I know they've been a great partner for you as well.
Yes, they have. They're a great philanthropy group. I can't say anything bad about them. Those guys do some great work, and a lot of times they unfortunately don't get the recognition they deserve. So, but I'm really grateful for the fact that they've given us the lodge to use. And but like I said, once again, we're growing, and we need a bigger place. So,
you also have great merchandise. I will say that.
Oh,
so I think I bought a couple of things. I have a hat and a shirt.
Yeah.
And very, very nice.
I got new ones coming out, new hats.
There you go.
And they're our old school camouflage, the old woodland camo.
So see, you're going to have to put me down on that one.
All right.
And I'll buy one of those.
I got hoodies too.
I love hoodies.
All right.
Yeah, I can't have enough of those, especially for the winter time, because her and I are always complaining about being cold.
How
So
cold it is.
Now the merchandise, actually 100% of the proceeds goes back to Down the Leash.
good.
Yeah, every bit of it. So
I wanted to save this for the end because I didn't want to push my luck with you, but I know you've had some great stories, and I think people really connect with veterans. What's one that you can end with here that that you've really had a positive impact, that this organization has really changed and helped a life?
oh man.
And you don't have to use the actual name, and that's why
I won't use names. No. But he knows who he is. I had an individual, and hopefully I get through this without getting worked up.
It's okay, man.
I had an individual tell me that I saved his life, and that's why I set out to do this. It really was to, the suicide rate is 22 a day is what they say. And that's unacceptable to me. And when I set out to do this, I said, you know what, if I could just save one, it's worth it. But the cool thing is that I've had several of them tell me this. And it's like, I told my wife, I says, I can't believe this. I broke down and I cried. I sobbed like a baby. And she goes, what's wrong with you? And I says, I cannot believe the impact we are making on these guys. I cannot believe this. And she's like, you're doing a great thing. And it just never really hit. And I never wanted accolades. I never wanted a pat on the back for this, because it's not what it's about to me. It is about saving their lives. Of course it is. But I just figured it was a given, this is what we're doing, and just accept that. But it's really, it really hits me. It hits me hard when these guys tell me the impact that we make. And like I said, the one individual that made that comment, it blew me away. It blew me away. And I know that I've seen the difference, not just in him, but even in his marriage. So not only are we saving lives, but we're saving marriages too. We're saving families. Mm-hmm. I'm seeing the relationship between these guys and gals and their children getting better. Other family members. It's really important what we're doing. To me, it's the most important thing. That's why I do it.
There you have it. The most important thing, and an amazing organization. And if you want to donate, you can go down to the description below. There's 3 easy steps. You're going to search for Down the Leash Service Dogs and donate. And now it's after 5 o'clock, so I don't have to say this anymore. You can donate now. So go donate now. Donate now. Yes, donate now. And I promise you, and I do mean this, I promise you, Tony will do absolutely the best with any and all the donations that he gets. Top notch, just making a difference. And just so everybody knows, and Tony and I know this, and I think many of you know this, but we know it. We've got a lot of veterans suffering in Southern Illinois, right here in our own backyard. And we've got a lot of veterans stepping up and trying to do the best they can to do that. But Tony, you are making a difference. Thank you, brother.
Thanks, man.